If you are planning to move your company to Office 365 and you have not done these 5 things first, you are going to lose data, waste money, and bring your business to a grinding halt. I have seen it happen to companies with 20 employees and companies with 2,000. Here is the situation most business owners find themselves in. You know your old server is on its last legs. Your team is emailing files back and forth because the VPN is painfully slow. You have heard that Office 365 fixes all of this, but every time you look into actually doing the migration, it feels overwhelming. You are worried about losing files, about days of downtime, and about your employees not being able to find anything on Monday morning. If that sounds like you are in exactly the right place. At TECHOM Systems, every migration we do follows what we call the Zero Downtime Migration Blueprint. It has 5 critical checkpoints, and today I am walking you through each one. If you skip even one of these, your migration will cost you double. Let us get into it. Checkpoint number 1 is the pre-migration audit. Think about moving house. You would not just scoop everything out of your garage, including the broken tools and old newspapers, and dump it into your brand new house. You would sort through it first. Data migration is the same concept. Before you move a single file, you need to identify what we call ROT data, redundant, obsolete, and trivial files. Why pay Microsoft for expensive cloud storage to store 10-year-old temporary files that nobody has opened since 2016? You also need to map out your current Active Directory and understand your security requirements. You have to know exactly what you have before you can decide where it needs to go. Checkpoint number 2 is understanding Microsoft's bandwidth and throttling limits. This catches so many people off guard. Let us say you have 2 terabytes of data on your old server. You think you have a fast internet connection, so you will just drag and drop it into SharePoint over the weekend. Here is the problem. Microsoft protects their cloud servers from being overwhelmed. When you push massive amounts of data all at once, their automated systems throttle your upload speeds. If you are not using professional enterprise-grade migration tools that know how to route around these limits, that weekend migration is suddenly going to stretch into 2 weeks. Checkpoint number 3 is change management, and this is the one that nobody talks about. A successful migration is only 50% technical. The other 50% is communication. If you change the entire way your company accesses files on a Monday morning without warning anyone, productivity drops to 0. You need to send out training materials weeks in advance. You need to hold a quick 15-minute seminar. You need to explain why the company is moving to Office 365 and how it actually makes their jobs easier, like being able to co-author Word documents at the same time. Get the team on board early, and the technical transition is a breeze. Checkpoint 4 is restructuring your permissions before the move. On your old server, maybe everyone had access to everything. In the cloud, that is a massive security risk. You need a dedicated secure folder for HR, a separate one for finance, and a general one for everyone else. Set the permissions first, then migrate the data into those secure buckets. Checkpoint 5 is enabling multi-factor authentication from day 1. When your data is in the cloud, it can be accessed from anywhere in the world. If you do not require a text message or app code to log in, you are leaving the front door wide open for hackers. Security must be configured before the first file is ever uploaded. Now, everything I just walked you through, you could technically attempt this yourself, but here is the reality. A migration involves your Active Directory, your email routing, your SharePoint permissions, your compliance policies, and your users' daily habits. Getting even one of those wrong means Monday morning chaos, and the businesses that attempt DIY migrations usually end up calling someone like us halfway through, except now it costs twice as much to untangle the mess. At TECHOM Systems, we have moved hundreds of businesses to Office 365 and Azure. Our migration service handles the entire process. We map out the architecture, ensure data integrity, bypass those throttling limits, and execute the move over the weekend. Your team logs in on Monday, and everything just works. That is not a sales pitch. That is the standard we hold ourselves to on every single project. We have put together a free cloud migration readiness checklist that covers every checkpoint I discussed today. It is the first link in the description. Download it, go through it with your team, and you will know exactly where you stand. And if you want to understand how we keep your data secure during a migration, Watch this video next where we break down Microsoft Defender and Azure Sentinel. I will see you there.